Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to the Hot Stocks Outlook for November 3rd, 2016. So once again, entering into a new month through the year, really getting close towards the end of the year. And what we've really seen is a lot of weakness in some of these equity markets going into October and then November, much different than some of those summer months where there was really a lot of bullishness in a lot of these individual shares of individual companies. But what I really want to stress here is the importance of having the right tools so that you're making good trading decisions day in and day out based off of your approach and your portfolio and your trading goals. So what I have here are a few charts open, and what I need to do here is demonstrate, really how this technology found within the VantagePoint Intermarket analysis software works, and how it can really, again, help traders make those better trading decisions day in, day out, regardless of, overall market conditions. Now, we'll go ahead and I need to go ahead and open up the properties for this tab for Boeing company here. And what I'm opening here is what's called the intermarkets. Now, VantagePoint performs what's called intermarket analysis. So it analyzes how markets are related and affecting and driving each other. And it creates essentially a predictive data that it uses to incorporate into these predictive indicators that forecast short-term trend direction. Now, the software utilizes a type of artificial intelligence known as neural networks to do two very important functions. Now, one of those is to identify the 25 to 30 most closely related markets. So those most closely related markets and how they drive and influence that one target market that you're getting ready to trade. So in this case, Boeing shares, Boeing stock. Now, any stock, any equity is usually driven by these extremely important market relationships. Like, what is the dollar index doing? What is crude oil prices doing? What is the overall S&P 500 doing? Very important there. International currencies, so the euro, Japanese yen, the gold market, interest rates. But what VantagePoint is able to do is find a lot more of those subtle market relationships that offer extremely valuable clues to traders as where the market's expected to move next. But if you're not paying attention to, can really leave you at a loss. So a lot of these relationships taking place, via the ETFs where a lot of these markets trade now, as well as individual stocks. So whether those be technology companies, other, similar companies that create similar products, whether it be competitors. But the reality is that markets are influencing, driving, and impacting each other. And that's what the VantagePoint software is able to do. So it's able to identify all of these market relationships, but then, to what extent are these relationships affecting the target market? Are they positive relationships, negative relationships? Are some of these leading or lagging relationships that can affect that future outlook as far as where prices are expected to move? So very sophisticated technology working behind the scenes, but really utilizing that information, or creating a summary is what traders need, so they can really use that information and build that into their process day in, day out trading. So let me go ahead and I'll close up our window here and focus on these indicators, how they work, and really what they're interpreting for traders to help them make those better trades. Now, you see here against the price data, and these are all daily bars and candles. So you see these green days being up days in the market, red days being down days. But against those daily bars and candles, you see we have a black line there, and there's also a blue line on the chart. Now, the black line that you see on the chart there, that is a simple moving average. So very, very common indicator. All it really does is summarize the price data on the chart. So if you took a 10 or 15 day simple moving average, you're just taking however many close prices, 10 or 15, adding them all together and then dividing by that number. So what that does is essentially it just summarizes, what the market's currently doing. It really summarizes the past price data, but it only looks at the target market that you're trading, so it's only going to look at the past prices of Boeing and really plot that line moving forward. So, that calculation, very, very simple and really just based off of the close prices of the target market that you're looking at. Now, the blue line though, that is VantagePoint's proprietary predicted moving average. So for that value to be plotted on the chart, VantagePoint is looking at those 25 to 30 most closely related markets and how they're affecting, driving, and influencing, in this case, the shares of Boeing, and then plotting that moving average forward. So what we're looking at is really a comparison between an actual moving average, our black line, which is a summary of what's already occurred in the market, and a prediction of where prices are expected to move next. So traders need to be looking for essentially these crossovers. So these situations where essentially that direction has shifted in the market. So, from a previous uptrend, now the market has essentially changed direction when you have that blue line cross above or, conversely below the black line. Now, in addition to that blue and black line, you see that we have another indicator at the bottom of the chart here. So let me go ahead and explain this neural index and how this indicator works for traders here. Now, this indicator here, and I'll bring up my cursor here, is the predicted neural index. And what it's able to do is create a very accurate short-term forecast. It's really looking 2 trading days ahead. So you can think of it as two trading candles ahead, and forecasting that short-term strength or weakness in the market. Now, it's not telling us our overall direction. That's what we're using these predicted moving averages for. So if the blue line's above the black line, you're going to be bullish. Below the black line would be bearish. But this gives you a heads up on what to expect over that next, couple days of price action so that you can manage your position effectively and make the most out of each opportunity. So as long as you see that blue line cross above the black line, and that neural index is at a 1, you've got yourself an opportunity that you want to pay attention to. So traders can go ahead and look to take long positions in the market. And we see that since that forecast came through, market has done very, very well here. About an 8% move, obviously a little bit higher after this big candle up. But what I really want to demonstrate is how it's so important for traders to, based on their trading style, make sure that they're, have something that extremely accurate and consistently going to have them making the proper positions in the market. So you see here in Boeing, when this neural index is up at a 1, you're getting that strength over those subsequent 48-hour periods. So whether you're a shorter term trader, a day trader, regardless of your style, you need to know what is the appropriate play over this period of time. Once the neural index drops down to a 0, sure, you get that weakness over the next 48 hours of price action, but the trend is still to the upside, right? That blue line's still a lot of separation between that prediction and that actual moving average. And once that neural index gets back up to a 1, again, seeing that strength. So regardless of your trading style, you want to make sure when the conditions and probabilities are in your favor that you have that position on and you're ready to go ahead and be in the market to get that desired and expected move. So let's go ahead and take this information, move it forward, and look at a lot of these opportunities in the market that are extremely profitable, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. Again, regardless of what that overall market is doing, there's stocks out there that are generating some very profitable opportunities here. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next chart here in genuine parts here. So here we have, again, very, very simple as far as interpreting the forecast. Crossover to the downside, blue line below the black line, neural index down at a 0 there. So signaling, look, expect over the next couple days, expect that weakness in the market. And obviously you would want to trade in the direction of that predicted trend. And we see that the market's moved down pretty significantly over a short period of time here. And so this is how really in October, and recognizing a lot of this weakness, you're going to see a lot of these crossovers come through the software and say, hey, a lot of these stocks are showing some weakness, time to go ahead and look to go ahead and set your short positions. Now, again, looking at how accurate this neural index is, neural index pops up to a 1, you're getting that short-term strength in the market. You see, we're getting these high highs essentially in the market over these trading days. But the blue line is still below the black line, saying expect this short-term weakness over these 48-hour periods, these 2 trading day candle periods. But the direction is certainly to the downside, and you want to go ahead and maintain that position. Again, you see neural index up at a 1, getting that short-term strength in the market, but directionally, you wouldn't want to be getting long here. Directionally, the market's still going lower, and that's what the overall forecast is really, alerting you to make sure that, you're not getting long over any period of time, not using any shorter-term tools that aren't really paying attention to these sorts of things, and getting long over a period of time like that would obviously, be quite disastrous for a trader there. Here we see Dun & Bradstreet. So another opportunity here. Crossover to the downside. Again, a lot of this weakness towards the end of September and October, and a lot of these crossovers coming through. Hey, now's the time to start taking short positions. You see that neural index forecasting a ton of weakness, until, that short-term strength starts to come in. You get a little sideways action in the market, right? So, hey, if you're a day trader, shorter-term trader, maybe look to cover some positions. But directionally, blue line's still below the black line. You never even get close to a crossover, and it's telling you, look, hold on to this trend, keep taking those short positions. If anything, these neural index signals are saying, hey, set some shorts off any of these moves higher in the market until that blue line gets above the black line, but that never happens, and the market takes a big jump lower there, about 11% so far over about 21 trading days, but a lot of great opportunities to keep shorting that market and making money there. Now, here's another very interesting opportunity here in international game technology. So, there are some opportunities, some areas where you can get long the market, and the forecasts are going to direct you to where those probabilities are on your side. But, especially at a time during like this where the S&Ps look quite weak, you want to hedge yourself with, things like these other sort of short positions can be very, very valuable. Make sure that you're really making money, again, regardless of what's going on in the market. Here we have international game technology. Crossover to the upside down here. You see neural index up at a 1. This more towards the beginning of September, when a lot of these great trades were coming through towards, August, September. Really great opportunity to go ahead and get long, and more importantly, maintain your position in that long position. So you see here our blue line and black line get narrow over a couple periods of time here. You get that short-term weakness in the market when you get these neural index signals moving forward over these couple of trading days moving forward. But the direction is still to the upside. You see this blue line still above the black line saying, look, if you've gone ahead and gotten into this market, go ahead and look to maintain that position until that blue line crosses below the black line. So we see here that the market's moved up about 20%, 21% move higher, but recently getting that crossover to the downside saying, look, go ahead, take that 20% off the table. Neural index quite weak. And go ahead and look for new, fresh opportunities. If the blue line crosses above the black line again, sure, you can go ahead and look to get long. But, you want to go ahead and after you've made these really nice moves in the market, whether it's, opportunities you got in July and August and September, you need the tools that say, hey, look, now's the time to go ahead and get out and take that profit, put in your pocket, and move on to another opportunity here. So really nice move there in international game technology here. So as always, best of luck to you out there in the market. This has been the Hot Stocks Outlook for November 3rd, 2016. Thank you all for watching again. Best of luck, and bye for now.